the $100 MBA Show, the business podcast that's here for you every single day with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. In today's episode, you will learn how to say no to an opportunity. There's only so much you can do and do well. At some point, there's just too much on your plate and you're going to have to say no to certain things. Things you would normally say yes to. Great opportunities sometimes, whether it's speaking on stage, working on a project with another entrepreneur, a new business idea that pops in your head, a new business idea that is presented to you, or even a new client, like a client that wants to be coached by you. Sometimes you're going to have to say no to these opportunities. How do you know when to say no, and how do you do it? That's what we get into in today's episode, so let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by Acuity Scheduling. Acuity Scheduling is the easiest scheduling app on the planet. I know this because I've tried them all, and this one is the best. And this is what we use today and been using for the last few months, because when people want to book me for my time, whether it's for an interview or otherwise, I give my Acuity link to them and they can book themselves right on my calendar themselves. I love it. If you're any kind of service-based business, whether you're a hairdresser, a lawyer, a doctor, a business consultant, a business coach, you need Acuity Scheduling. Give it a try for free with their amazing 45-day free trial with this special link. Go to acuityscheduling.com/MBA. Again, that's acuityscheduling.com/MBA. When you're first getting started as an entrepreneur and you're building your name, you're building your reputation, and becoming an authority in your market, you often get in this habit of just saying yes to everything, every opportunity that comes your way, because, hey, you have the time, you're not overcommitted right now, you're still building, and you're trying to get your name out there. You're trying to really build your reputation. But over time, that habit of saying yes to everything, even great opportunities, can really hinder you from taking things to the next level, from growing beyond the point of profitability. At some point, you just can't do everything well. And I'm speaking out of experience here, guys. There's a lot that we take on in our business. In order for me to be able to do a daily podcast, run a software company, and build side projects or products like Easy Course that I'm doing with Jason Zook, I have to say no to a lot of things. Those 3 projects are a lot of work and require a lot of attention and a lot of my time. And let's not forget that we all need time to do things like eat and sleep and exercise and de-stress and improve ourselves and read. These things take time and energy, and we have to calculate that every time we're going to say yes or no to something. Now, we talked about this a bit in our must-read episode on Essentialism, a book by Greg McKeown. But what I want to focus on today is saying no to opportunities you normally would say yes to. You're used to saying yes to these things, but now you got to make a conscious effort to say no to them. First of all, I want to say this is very difficult. This is not easy to say no to things that has proven to give you results in the past. You know they work. They know they help your business. And saying no to them is kind of like saying no to good things. But what really helped me is realizing that by saying no to certain things, it allows me to say yes or reconfirm my yes to the things I really want to build and accomplish. Now, for me, my 2 major projects is the $100 MBA, the show, and the community and the program that we offer, and Webinar Ninja, our software. These 2 things take a lot of my time. It takes a lot of my attention. And I like it that way because I want to be able to give my best to it. And the more I take on, the more I say yes to opportunities that are great, the longer it takes for me to accomplish my goals in those 2 major areas, in those 2 major projects. I start making compromises, and the results that I really want, I don't get because I'm compromising the efforts I have to put into there. Hope that makes sense. So I had to get in the habit of saying no to certain things. I want to share my strategy. So for example, last year, I spoke on stage over 11 times at different conferences. I made a conscious effort that this year I want to get on stage and perfect my public speaking skills, as well as, get out there and be known as a decent public speaker. So at the start of 2015, I decided that in order for me to focus and do better at the projects I'm working on, I need to say no to certain areas. And one of the areas I had to choose, because it takes a lot of my time, is public speaking. Now, I didn't say no public speaking whatsoever. I could have done that. But I know myself, I do enjoy public speaking. I like meeting people, I like going to conferences. So I decided to be very, very selective about where I'm going to speak. So this year I plan to only speak or have spoken at a handful of places. And these are the places I really want to go to and really where I want to make an impact. Now, the reason why I chose public speaking is because, like I said, it takes a lot of my time, a lot of my attention. A lot of people don't realize it takes a lot of time to prepare a great public speech, a great presentation at a conference. There's rehearsal, there's scripting, there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into play. And then there's a travel. I mean, most of these things, or most of these conferences, is just like wiping out a week out of your schedule. Because there's a travel of going there and coming back and then recovering because different time zones. And it's just, it's basically a week. So I decided instead of, taking 11 weeks off my calendar to do public speaking, to reduce that a bit, or actually reduce that a lot, in order for me to dedicate more time to the things I really want to focus on. So I have to say no. I say no to opportunities to speak now that I normally wouldn't. So how do I say no? I simply reply to them via email, usually is the case, and really sincerely say, hey, I am really honored and really thankful for this opportunity. Thank you so much for thinking of me and choosing me, because I really am honored by that they're actually asking me to come and speak. And let's get real here. I remember the time when I couldn't get on stage, where no one knew who I was, where I really had to, struggle to get my application approved, and then I would pay all my expenses to get there, and I'd really do anything to get in a room and speak to people. So I really understand and appreciate how fortunate I am to be requested to speak at an event. So I make sure that's clear. But then I get into my second paragraph and say, unfortunately, I'm not able to, grant your request or be able to come to this conference and speak. I'm simply overcommitted right now. I just have too much on my plate is really what I'm saying. I'm simply overcommitted with my business right now. I'm unable to do it. Now, if I'm interested maybe down the line of speaking at that conference, it looks interesting to me, maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, I will let them know. Please consider me in the future. I would love to speak at your conference at some point. And I close off and say, again, thank you so much for the opportunity. And it's okay to say, hey, this is difficult for me to say no. The point here is that when you're communicating your no, you're really just being honest with them and telling them how you feel and really showing your gratitude that you're even being considered. But you're also just being honest and saying, hey, I'm just overcommitted right now. I just have too much on my plate. I'm too busy doesn't really ring well. I would never say I'm too busy because it sounds like you're not important. Because we're all busy. They're busy. Everybody's busy. But by saying I'm overcommitted right now, it just says that, hey, I'm not able to fulfill your request because I just have too much on my plate right now. I have too much on my calendar. Guys, I got more on today's topic, but before that, let me give love to today's sponsor, SumoMe. Everybody knows to grow your audience, you need to grow your email list and grow your website traffic. Wouldn't it be awesome to have a tool that would help you do exactly that? Well, luckily, there's SumoMe. I've been using SumoMe for over 2 years now. I absolutely love it because it makes it easy for you to offer something to your audience in exchange for their email. It also helps you grow your traffic and analyze your traffic. They have some great apps within SumoMe. And that's the thing, SumoMe is a suite of apps in one. It works on any website, and get this, you can have free access to SumoMe for life. Just go to this link, 100mba.net/SumoMe. Again, that's 100mba.net/SumoMe. My advice is to take this in steps. It's very hard to say no to every single thing that's not a priority all at once. Choose one thing first. So for me, it was public speaking. For you, it could be something different. I then moved on to something else after public speaking. And eventually what happens is that I get comfortable with saying no to certain things, to opportunities, and realizing by saying no, I'm saying yes to things that are important to me. A part of the motivation is that I really don't want to come up short with the things that are important in my life and in my business. I want to make sure I'm giving everything I can and prioritizing the things that are important to me. That's really what saying no really is all about. Guys, I hope today's lesson was helpful and my advice on how to say no was useful. If you love what you hear on the $100 MBA Show, let us know in an iTunes rating and review. Every Friday, we give away a lifetime membership to somebody who's left us a rating and review. It's our way to say thank you. We do a weekly random draw, and somebody wins a free ride to over 180 video lessons, interviews with experts, workbooks, a whole lot more. All right, guys, that wraps up today's episode. But before I go, I want to leave you with this. The more I'm in business, the more I'm an entrepreneur, the more I grow as an entrepreneur, the more I realize that being a great entrepreneur is all about making the right decisions. It's about making decisions, deciding what's important, what's not, what's a priority, what to cut, what to keep, what to improve, what to go all in. These are all things that really shape you as an entrepreneur and shape your business. So things like this, the decisions whether to say yes or no to something, really affect you as an entrepreneur, as well as the success of what you're working on. Guys, I hope that helps, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's episode. I'll see you then. Take care.